Hey Corey. Hey Elizabeth.
Hey, hey,
Hello,
hey, hey,
how
hey,
are
hey, hey,
you?
hey. What's up?
Good. Thanks for taking time today.
Of
Elizabeth.
course.
What was it like this season to get to be in on the secret? I mean, and there's a little bit of a learning curve for Mike, but he gets in there and is part of like the inner circle of alien knowledge.
Yeah, I think it's pretty earth-shattering for Mike. I personally enjoyed it as the actor because so much of the sheriff's department had been cordoned off from the rest of the town for storytelling. That we over in the town hall, we kind of had our own little world. So now that these worlds have been merged, we as the cast get to be together more, which is always fun. But it's. I think it's been a long time coming, and I think it's the perfect time for it. I think if we would have continued down this realm of we're chasing something but we can't catch it, you either get to this place of are you ever going to catch it, or just how bad a cops are these guys? You know what I mean? So, and I think Chris is brilliant in making sure that the show stays in alignment with the truest path of reality. And the reality is, this had to happen because the story couldn't afford to keep finding weird ways to make sure that these people weren't never learn what they learn, because if they never learn it, then the stakes are never raised. Now you have this new component that's brought to the show where we're all working together collectively to protect each other from something more dangerous than the threat that Harry represented. And to do that, you're going to need everyone. So I thought that was really cool, that we kind of spent the 3 years leading up to this.
Corey on Sheriff Mike's ego after learning Deputy Liv was right the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's probably been the biggest challenge for him, is letting go of him thinking he knew everything. You can't tell somebody who knows everything anything. You know what I mean? And he just got his world changed. And I think, I think what it's done with the dynamic between him and Deputy Liv is, the reality is Deputy Liv's been right the whole time. She's been right the whole time. And there's nothing that Mike sees as more telling of someone than are you right or wrong? And her being right this whole time, I think, has forced him beyond wanting to do it, but the sense of needing to acknowledge that she's been right this whole time. And they have that moment where I think he is legitimately disappointed in himself, that he forced her to struggle so long to lead him to the truth. That is something that I think he is still trying to figure out what to do with. But it is her, and I'm getting too long in this answer, so I'm going to wrap it up. But it pretty much is her being.
Hmm.
Elizabeth on her real life transformation and whether it was planned for the show.
No, no. What ended up happening is, probably about 2.5 years ago, I had a health scare, and everything ended up being okay. But I just decided that I was gonna sort of try and look at things differently and act accordingly. So what ended up happening is last summer, when the writers' room started for season 4, I texted Chris Sheridan, our showrunner, and I said, "Hey, just a heads up, I've lost quite a bit of weight since season 3, which we shot a couple of years ago, and I don't know if you want to incorporate that in the show or not. But if you do, I have no problem with that." And then he and I sort of discussed some different ways that we might incorporate, sort of acknowledging that Liv looked different, in a way that was funny, but also sensitive to me as a person, but also to the audience watching, who has dealt with dealing with their weight and all of those things. So it was finding that balance.
Corey on whether it was Mayor Ben's words that got Sheriff Mike to go back to his job.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know that it's the mayor's words. I think it's probably Deputy Liv and his sense of duty. Look, I think anybody in that situation would just need a minute. You know what I mean? Let me just have a minute to figure out like how I'm feeling about all of this stuff that has happened. But she's his rock, and she brings him back because they've discovered over this time that they need each other. What do you think, Liz?
They need each other.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Liz and Corey, real quick, tease a spoiler for your character this season for both of you.
Tease a spoiler.
Yeah.
You will get to see Liv do things that you've never seen her do before, and that she's never seen her do before.
Wow. Let me see. Mike is gonna partner with an unexpected partner over the course of this season, and for a brief moment in time that I think people can probably see coming in some ways, but I can only tease but so much. They give us stuff, and we're not supposed to tell you guys, so I can't tell you some stuff, but I told you stuff. I don't even think I'm supposed to tell you that they tell us not to tell you stuff. I think I've already broken the rules.
Corey on his lack of swearing so far in the interview.
Unfucking believable. I try to keep it. We're on 11 p.m. now, so I'm hoping that we can get a little, Resident Alien After Dark.